The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/thearena_podcast.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Hey everyone, welcome into The Arena, multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 89. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burly and Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. Carl, how you doing, man? Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Last night was a little rougher than usual, but I'm usually up late, so whatever. Baby didn't want to sleep, but just cuts into my free time. You know how it is.
Yeah. And Burly, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. I'm preparing. On Tuesday, I go back to the office, so it's going to be interesting, to say the least.
The fun begins, huh? I see.
Yeah, well, you know what? At least, even though it's going to suck going back to the office, I've got a guy I'm training that's going to take a lot of crap from me, so I'm not going to be doing as much. I can kind of focus on one set of work instead of two sets of work. Think of it that way. So
I see. So, yeah, I mean, June is now upon us. Of course, it's going to be busy not only at our, our day jobs and our, in our regular lives, but of course with video games. And we're going to be talking about one of the big showcases that's coming up. Obviously, the Xbox showcase. We're going to give our predictions in this episode. We're also going to be talking a little bit of Nintendo. And of course, PlayStation had another state of play. And we're going to go through the rundown of the games that were shown off during the showcase. But before we get into that and what we've been playing this past week, here's a brief word about where you can find the podcast.
Before the crew discuss what they've been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, and the post-show, in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon in early access for one day after recording. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry Tier 1 level at $1 per month and get early access to every episode and post-show in audio and video formats, as well as watch or listen ad-free, please visit patreon.com/thearena_podcast for further details. Weekly on Sundays, the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services. Weekly on Wednesdays for the post-show, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, Spotify, Amazon Music, and in video format on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app or open Spotify and search for The Arena, the multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Podcast, where you can join and chat with the Arena Podcast community, and the podcast website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at the Arena AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at the Arena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
Okay, guys, let me go first. I was playing a little bit of that Pac-Man Museum Plus. It was on that was on Game Pass. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now and everybody out there, please do not play this on console. What? I mean, Pac-Man, when it comes to the controllers, there is no way to get through the maze properly on a controller. And even with the D-pad, it's just messed up. It's like using this thumbstick, going.
I think you just got to get good at Expat. I mean,
No.
Are you saying I should get an Atari 2600 controller?
Yes. Yes. Get one of those if you could. I mean, if it's compatible to link up with your Xbox. Because, man, I'm telling you, you move to the left or to the right, and then when you want to go down and you move the thumbstick or the D-pad, whichever you're using, in the down, direction, it just continues to go to the left or to the right. I mean, it must be some kind of glitch in the hardware that it just won't work. And I would recommend playing this on a keyboard if you could. It's just, it doesn't work, man. It doesn't work.
I thought you were going to say the old school arcade sticks that they sell for some of these consoles you can get for like the fighting pads.
If you could do that, I would recommend that. I would really recommend that. But I mean, Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, a lot of the other Pac-Man games, I tried them, and they were fun, but it's just, the controller, it's just, it's almost unplayable after about an hour. You just get so frustrated with it. Yeah. But that, and I have also been playing more Sniper Elite 5. I cleared another mission today. So Operation Kraken. Yeah. So, man, I'm just cracking, just going into these big, like, castles and,
killing Nazis.
Killing Nazis, man. And, just doing the Hitman thing and just coming up and doing some stealth kills. And, of course, you get the cam shots and all of that. I mean, it's typical Sniper Elite, So yeah, I've been having fun with that. So anyway, Burly, we'll start with you. What have you been playing this week?
For me, I know the first game here is going to make Expat really happy. Lost Judgment.
Yeah.
I put a lot of time back.
What did you say? You were on chapter 10 now, 10 or 11?
I'm on chapter 10. I'm probably about halfway through chapter 10. And frig, from chapters 5 to 10, if you thought the first 5 things got real, oh shit, things just get real. No, like this, I can honestly say, because even though I haven't finished this game, this is something I like about when you get a great sequel. This improves upon everything. Not to say Judgment was a bad game, but this just takes the stuff from Foundation for Judgment and amps it up a level.
Yeah, and the story even amps up another level too. But
we
won't
story
get into
amps
that,
up.
Of course. Yeah, that's
but
that's getting into spoiler territory there. So yeah,
I was gonna say they don't have as much of the comedic, stupid, low moments that they would. When you get a big, heavy drop in Judgment, they would make you. Let's do this stupid little side case about a cake.
Yeah.
They don't stop the flow like that as they did in the first game, which
not as much.
Greatly appreciate. Like they do it once at the beginning. And that's fine for where you are in the beginning, but like where I'm at right now, it's like, oh shit.
It's a really good game, and Burley and I will probably be doing an extra take episode on that in the near future. So, it's cool stuff, and I mean, you even get a skateboard in this game too. So,
I'm not as huge on the skate. I'm not huge for the skateboard, but the other main game I've been kind of just playing on stream has been the Pokemon Platinum, doing my Nuzlocke run. And I found out this is one of the hardest to do a Nuzlocke run. And boy, is it showing. This is really tough. I'm 4 badges in. I've lost quite a few good mons. So it's going to be like, can I actually do this?
Okay. Cool. Well, we hope you can. So, Carl, what have you been playing, man?
Let's see. Since I was on... Okay, I finished Chaos Gate Demon Hunters.
Cool. All right.
Loved it. I think it's a fantastic game. I ran into like kind of a pretty nasty bug that you could get around, but it was a bit annoying. But otherwise, like this, I think the story was interesting. I enjoyed it. I think the gameplay is fantastic as far as those strategy type games go. The bosses all have interesting mechanics. Even the final boss, I was like, yeah, this is great. I love what's going on. It's something unique that you haven't done in the game before. So yeah, I mean, I highly recommend that game. I finished it and I was like, I want to play more, but like I got to play other stuff. Like I'm excited. Like it's a game where I'm like, yeah, if they release DLC, I will buy it and I will play it for sure.
Nice.
I think there's a good spot for it too, because there's the different, like, I think there's like 4 major demons in the Warhammer 40K universe, and you're really only going up against one of them and his minions. That's Nurgle. But in the beginning of the game, they did show one of the other type of demons briefly. and I think it was Corn is the name, if I'm remembering correctly.
Corn.
So I would think if they're gonna, well, but it's spelled weird, like KHOURNE, something like that.
Yeah.
If
so
I'm
you're going after Jonathan Davis,
Corn or Yorn or something like that.
Back in the day, I'm trying to remember my 40K crap, but if they're gonna do DLC, I would think it'd be something along the lines of that, because it's sort of like a tease. Like they had those enemies briefly, so like if you had those models in there, who knows. But anyway, so yeah, great game. And then I started War Tales, which is a PC game in early access, another turn-based tactic strategy game. But this one is you're like a band of mercenaries, and you're building up like your mercenary sort of company, right? And you're kind of like dirt poor in the beginning, right? And you just gotta take missions. You know, there's like an overworld map that's like kind of high overhead, and you move around the map, and you can find resources and stuff on the map, but you can run into enemies and things too. And then there's towns that you can go to, and then when you're in the town, you can pick different locations to go to, like the forge or the inn, and you can get missions there, and the missions sort of refresh. And those are sort of like, I'd say they're sort of randomly generated, but not, I mean, they seem to be seem like the same kind of stuff, like over and over, like, deal with these, drunkards over here causing trouble or whatnot. And, but then there's like regions. Each region has its own story that's going on in it. And you got to follow and do all the quests in that area. It's like their first area deals with like these refugees that they just don't want there because they don't feel like they have the resources to support them, and you have to, there's a conflict between them. And it's cool because you can actually like choose sides. You don't have to play it one way. You can choose to side with the refugees or the people of the town, like the mayor, right? And the combat's really interesting. It does have like permadeath and stuff like that. But what I like about it is they let you choose how you want to play it. Sort of like you can choose to do like an Iron Man type run, right? Like it's in the options. Like it'll restrict your ability to save the game and like other things like that. You can choose how you want the scaling of the enemies to be. So the choices, I think, either like it scales with you depending on where you go, versus like certain areas are just really hard and you can't go there yet until you get to that level.
I see.
So that's really cool. I haven't really seen a game do that before. I'm sure there are, but just I don't really guess maybe play those type of games. And then saving, you can choose like a total free save, where it's like I want to save anytime, I want to make any number of saves. I can do that, and that's great for me because like, I'm playing on a break. I mean, one of the babies asleep, and then she wakes up. I'm like, I gotta save real quick. It's great that I can save anytime, like in the middle of battle. And yeah, of course you could cheat, because you can save in the middle of battle if you want. And you're like, oh, I don't like that way that went. I just go back to my save 2 minutes ago. But I don't care. I'm not trying to play it for that reason,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really enjoying that game. There's not a lot of like customization for your characters, which I would like more of. But I don't know. There's a lot of options in how they level, right, and how you design them, and the different type of weapons you can give them, and the different type of gear. So it's I'm having a really good time with it. Like early on, I was like, it doesn't tell you much. It's one of those games where they don't really tell you how everything works and what's really like a smart thing to do in the game. You gotta kind of learn on your own, and because you gotta like pay wages and feed them food every time you rest. You have to make sure you have enough food to feed them, otherwise they'll be unhappy, and then if they're unhappy, you're not getting like certain things like valor points and stuff, and you can't use your special abilities in battle. There's a lot of cool, interesting stuff in that game. I really enjoy it a lot.
A lot of responsibility, it seems, for the townsfolk and everything. So,
well, yeah, for your own people. I mean, you can also you can also like play it bad if you want. Like you can steal from people if you want. You get attacked like innocent people. You can you can be a cannibal and like eat. If you want, as an option. And I checked it out. I started like an evil run where I was just gonna be like bad, and I checked out the cannibal thing. Unfortunately, like it's really not worth it. I was like, oh, this, you think there should be, at least a good benefit to choosing it, but actually, like body's way too much for your weight to carry. Like I don't want to carry a lot of bodies to feed myself. Like that just doesn't make sense. So. Right. It doesn't give you enough food per body to make it really worth it to do. So I don't know why. Like it's in the game sort of like for fun, but I mean, fun as that can be, but like, it's kind of silly, they need to improve that if they want it to be something that actually makes sense to use.
Right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the weekly news beat. And obviously, one of the early stories of the week, of course, was the news that we got a release date for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So, yeah, I know this is close to Burly's heart, I'm sure. Yeah, because Burly's probably going to be playing this day one. So, Burly, what can you tell us about Scarlet and Violet? And as you do that, I'm going to go ahead, for all you video viewers, I'm going to go ahead and show the trailer that they released with the news earlier this week. So go ahead, Burly. What are we getting with Scarlet and Violet here?
You're getting another Pokemon game on the Switch, to go to the obvious answer.
Yeah.
Wow, Burly. So insightful.
Well, the series has been going for since like how many years? So like we get little bits in this trailer. One of the things,
it's funny. That's kind of really all you would need to say for the average person.
Yeah. One of the unique things here is they're showing you two different professors. So each game is getting their own separate professor. So it's not like the same professor in both games, which is different. So I'm kind of hoping they're giving me more changes in the versions. Like a Sword and Shield, one of the big things they had is I think it was 2 of the gyms were different. So
yeah.
Whereas I may fight a ghost type in one version, I might fight a dark type gym in another. So they change it. They're showing later on in the trailer, and they've confirmed it, there is 4-player co-op, which is something I've been wanting for a long time, is co-op. So they're seeing you stealthily go up to encounters. That's stuff from Arceus. I'm really hoping they keep the whole thing from Arceus. I can stealth up, chuck Pokeballs. If I don't want to go into a battle, I can just chuck Pokeballs. And if I've got the good enough Pokeball, right level and all that, I can just catch. We see a few of the new Pokemon and some returning favorites. And the areas look bigger, which is nice, because that was the thing. Like, Sword and Shield had some of the routes, they went a little bigger, but it was mostly just like the one wild area and stuff. I'm hoping we just keep getting bigger routes and more exploring. But one of the things, they've changed up the Pokemon Center they showed earlier, so it's more opened instead of you going into a building, which is nice. And these, I'm assuming these are gyms that we just kind of saw quickly with like the flags and stuff, and showing you the different types. Yeah. And then
I do wonder, based on what we see in this, like, is it going to be more like Arceus, where they don't have those very specific routes, like you said, like where they're just designed, it's more open-ended?
I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. There was a lot of stuff in Arceus, even though graphically I know people were not happy, and I totally get that. There was a lot of stuff in Arceus I really enjoyed. I'm hoping I loved, one of the things I did love was the whole turn order. They had like a Final Fantasy X kind of style. You could see with your actions, with what moves you did, how it affected. And I'm hoping they kind of bring back the agile style and stuff like that. Agile and strong style for every move. So you can master your moves, so that way you have different, either making the move weaker, but you can do more hits quickly, or do a really, really strong move where you know you're going to hit and knock out. So like it adds more to the battle.
So Burly, Scarlet or Violet? That's the question.
Yeah, there you
go. I don't have an answer right now, and the only reason, because I'm waiting on the Core links, because I want to know what mons are what and what, so I know I can when I'm trying to kind of I like looking, but I don't at the same time. But I kind of do like, because I want to try and build teams, but I just want to see what's in there so I have a better idea of what I'm gonna come encountered. Like I kind of wish it was one game instead of this whole there's 2 different version crap. But that's never going to change. Like I know that's never going to change. So,
but I'll tell you this much: out here in Japan, kids will buy both of them. Yeah, they'll get both. Yeah,
it's one of those things where you definitely, if you're like an enthusiast, you're probably going to buy both.
Yeah,
but I could see, like you said with kids, like they might try to beg their parents for both, and it might work. So,
November 18th, digital pre-orders, of course, available now on the Nintendo eShop. But I mean, for the physical copies coming out on the 18th of November, you figure one is bought on the 18th, and then for Christmas they get the other one.
What a Nintendo has been doing is they'll put this special edition where you get both. But like back in the day,
like $10 less, right?
Yeah, it's like $5 less.
Oh god,
Nintendo's not that real. They're not that giving. This is Nintendo.
I'm leaning Scarlet because I like that legendary. Yeah. The other, they're both cool, but like the other one, I'm like, he's got like rocket legs or something. What's going on with that? It's a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very interested. Like, I'm still surprised we're getting a Gen 9 this early, because like Pokemon has had a lot just in the last 10 months. Because you had new Pokemon Snap, you had the Gen 4 remakes with Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond, and then Legends Arceus in January. So, like, Pokemon has had a lot. I was still surprised we're getting this year. Like, I could understand teasing this game in next year, but to get it this year, so it really makes me think they just want one less out on the Switch.
Well, it's Nintendo's cash cow for the end of the year, pretty much every year when it comes to Pokemon. So,
Pokemon sells insane.
Oh yeah, so it's their cash cow. So,
did your trainer look? I don't know if it was just maybe the customization, but like a little older as far as like previous game where they looked. I don't know. Like as far as the age range, you'd guess how much of a kid that character was in Sword and Shield versus this one.
Well, this one's, you're seeming more like you're like 14. You're a little aged up, but not by much.
Yeah, not much. Like maybe just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Is Satoshi in this game? Do you know who I'm talking about, right, Burly? The Japanese kid. His name is Satoshi, but yeah, I forget in America.
I know.
Him. Ash. That's right, Ash. Yeah. Is Ash in this game?
Probably not. Like, I think the last game they actually like really put him in was Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, because you had the event where you could battle previous champions, and you can fight him in Blue, as some people know him, but if you're an anime fan, you know him as Gary.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
he was just called Blue. That's weird.
Yeah, just in Japan we call him Satoshi. I mean, it's a common Japanese name. So yeah. So anyway. All right.
I hope it's good. I hope the story isn't brain dead like it was in the previous game.
Yeah.
My God. The dialogue, just the worst. Just some of the worst crap I've seen in a video game.
Yeah,
maybe that's why they don't do voice acting.
Well, don't expect much. Like, Arceus did better on the story, but because it kind of had to, because it doesn't follow the same format. The story is not the greatest in Arceus, but for like a Pokemon game, it was like miles ahead.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping, like, I know it won't happen, but give me another region to go back to. That's still a thing. We got that in Gold and Silver in the second generation. Never gotten it again. Like,
yeah.
One day they'll put actual money into it, and they'll just make a giant open world with every region.
Good luck.
Good luck. And Carl, if we're going by that thing, what else crazy thing? EA will never do loot boxes.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
All right. Well, let's move on from Nintendo and let's go to the State of Play. So obviously we had a State of Play on Thursday. So yeah, lots of stuff were shown. It was a pretty good State of Play, I think. But I have to admit, just my personal opinion, we didn't see much gameplay of hardly anything. I mean, it was just basically, CG trailers and stuff like that. But so all these release dates, I think, obviously we got Resident Evil 4 here first, the remake. But I think that's going to probably come out on the release date that they gave. But I mean, just with everything else in this state of play, I just don't see a lot of these release dates making it, because we did not see hardly any gameplay. But anyway, I'll let you guys comment on some of these. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down on some of this. So this is from Dual Shockers. I'll show you some of the trailers. I'm not going to show you all of them, of course. So a lot of you out there probably did watch the state of play, but we're going to comment on most of the games that were shown. But anyway, Resident Evil 4, guys, what do you think? Another remake. I'm not interested. I played Resident Evil 4 a long time ago, but I don't know about you guys. I'll start with you, Carl. Is this something you're interested in playing?
I should be, because I love this type of Resident Evil, right? That's my thing. I'm not like once it went first person. I was like, I just don't want this. It's not what I was. That's not why I like the franchise.
Yeah.
That said, this one, I mean, I don't have as much nostalgia for Resident Evil 4, just because, my nostalgia was 1, 2, 3, and 4 I played and I loved it, but it was also, I played it on PS2, right? It was like I had to wait because it was GameCube exclusive, and I just didn't have GameCube. Didn't care, never bought one. That now, as far as what we saw, like, they didn't show gameplay, which, like, they said there's some gameplay in there. I'm like, I guess, like, in the end where he's walking is probably gameplay.
Like seconds of
2-second walking animation.
Exactly. So like, I feel like this trailer didn't do enough for me visually. And another thing is, like, it looks really good, right? I get that, but also I guess because I've seen this before, right? With 2 and 3, it's not special anymore.
Yeah.
So like, it's not hitting me like those two did. And also the difference between the original and this is less. So like, I look at that and I'm like, that looks, I mean, that's obviously way better than what it was.
Well, let's just say what it is. It's like I said, for Nintendo with Pokemon, it's a cash cow. They made a lot of money on the remake for 2. They made a lot of money on the remake for 3. So obviously they're going to do 4, and then probably another year or 2 from now they're going to do 5. And 6 and 7 and
they're never gonna do 6. Don't even get that.
You never know, man. No one
buy it.
You never know, man.
For 6, they would have to sell and be like, we know we fucked up with the original. Please just buy this.
Even 5, like 5 looks too good, like, already. 5 looks like a good game. Like, it's 360 era. It looks. You just play it right now. You have no problem with it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Resident Evil, let's move on.
I was going to say, I want to give my quick thoughts on 4 here.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
This to me is the Kobayashi Maru. Why? Like, this is all for money. Okay. We know. I know you know.
The no-win scenario, Burly.
This is the no-win, because here's the thing: you change anything in this, you're going to have the diehards just kill you on this. But if you don't change anything, you're going to have people get pissed. You never change nothing.
They're going to change stuff, man. You know it.
I know that. I'm just saying that this is the no-win scenario. Like, I like 4 a lot. This, like, it doesn't look like this looks good, and it's the PS5. They're like, this is going to be next gen. They're saying for this, so it's interesting, and it's coming a little sooner than I thought. I didn't think it was coming March of next year.
So Carl, what we're going to have to do on Twitter now for the arena is create a new hashtag called the Kobayashi Maru. Hashtag Kobayashi Maru for the no-win scenario video game situation.
Yeah, it is current gen only, which again, you think maybe I should be even more impressed by the visuals, but there were stuff about it where I was like, I guess maybe something doesn't look as good as I expect. I don't know. Yeah. It's on Xbox too. It's nothing exclusive about it.
Yeah.
So
this I will keep my eye on, but if one of the things, please don't make Ashley as annoying. If you can tone her down, her annoyingness, because that was some of the things when you go later in the game, she gets really annoying, and you're like, bitch, I just want to screw the Ganados. I just want to pump you full of lead.
In the beginning of the trailer, the girl running, like that's her, right? And that kind of sets the trailer on like a weird tone for me. I'm like, that's a real goofy looking run for your horror game that you're trying to sell us right now.
Yeah.
But we did get the announcement. They're saying they are doing VR2, PSVR 2 for it, but
right. Yeah.
So nobody cares. Nobody.
And then, of course, Resident Evil 8 VR edition.
Again, nobody cares. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'll have to say that a lot in this if I want to act like that.
Well, I mean, just in this state of play, they just didn't sell me on PSVR 2 yet.
I'm sorry. 100 hours. I got to put 100 hours in. I forgot my character.
But I mean, it's like, yeah. So I mean, yeah, the Resident Evil 8 VR. So they're gonna have some more content for that, and then we go on.
It's for those thirsty boys.
Yeah.
That I'm not surprised that they were gonna do a VR for 8 because 8 sold well and all that, but it's like they've been teasing DLC for 8 and we just didn't get anything. So it's just like, here you go, here's VR.
Yeah. And then The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution is going to come to PSVR 2 as well. So just more zombies.
Long title.
Yeah. just more zombies and killing and stuff. But
in all fairness, it didn't look bad for a VR title. It just, I am not a huge Walking Dead guy, and this I just could care less. This is one of those VR games, like if I had a PSVR 2 and they gave it free in the month for PlayStation or on PlayStation service, I'll try it out for a half hour and see where it goes.
Yeah.
But this is not something I commit tomorrow.
Yeah, that actually, the first game is supposed to be one of the better VR games out there. Oh, okay. Probably one of the best from what I've heard. Yeah. So yeah, that's why the sequel, and that also explains why at the end of the trailer it said 2022.
Yeah,
and I was like, wait a minute, does that mean PSVR 2? But apparently,
they're supposed to be ramping up production. Yeah, they're supposed to be ramping up production later on. So.
Apparently, this is also coming to original PSVR as well as the other systems like Oculus, which explains why when I was watching this trailer, I'm like, that doesn't look very good, like visually. Like it doesn't look terrible, but now I understand. It's not just a next gen only game or current gen.
Yeah. And then of course we got No Man's Sky. So more No Man's Sky on VR 2. So it's going to be coming as well. So
this is interesting of note if you think about it, because that's already on PSVR, right?
Yeah.
So you got to think, does this mean backwards compatibility is not a thing?
Yeah.
But I think this is this is more just showing here's what it can look on PSVR 2. I'm kind of hoping they're doing like for those that haven't bought the VR 2. Because No Man's Sky it is still quite a popular game. It's still getting people playing and all that. So I think this was just them to just keep getting No Man's Sky and your thoughts.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's a sign that if you're expecting backwards compatibility, like you're gonna have to see announcements like this. If you don't see an announcement that it's coming to PSVR 2, I mean, just probably not getting that upgrade because you need to change the input method. And I don't think that's just a simple.
Yeah, I don't think
one-to-one translation at all.
I don't think they're gonna do that. Yeah. So if you have a PSVR, you play the games for PSVR. Yeah, they're not going to be on PSVR 2, I think.
They'll probably port all of the better titles. I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe.
Please port Astro, because I've heard so many good things about that one, and that's one of the games I want to, especially after Astro's Playroom on PS5, the pack-in.
You know what? I was surprised, especially from what you said, Carl, that PSVR 2 needs to have Half-Life Alyx at launch. Why didn't they talk about that? I mean, they should have, this would have been a good chance for them to actually say, okay, hey, this is it. It's coming. It's coming to PSVR 2.
I think because this wasn't their big PSVR extravaganza. That was a focus of this, but they still haven't revealed any other details for the system. So I think when they do all of that, that's when I think they'll be like, and Half-Life, Alyx, is coming. So.
Yeah, maybe later, like in the fall, probably.
Yeah.
We'll see something like that. Yeah.
Well, that was one thing I was surprised. I thought we were gonna get something more on because all we got was VR trailers. That's all we got for VR, and they're saying VR was a big thing. So I thought we would have seen because we've seen the headset and the controllers through that one little what was it, CES?
Yeah, at CES they
we
showed them for the first time. So
yeah, I thought we would have gotten more info on this, but no, it was just trailers. So that was a little confusing.
Well, they said like 20 titles at least at launch for PSVR 2.
Yeah. Right. 20.
So what I'm thinking is like they don't have a release date set because they want the library to be there before they release.
Yeah.
And that would be that's really smart, right? You can't, because especially with the VR system, like,
and how expensive it's going to be.
Yeah, you have to make sure you have a good library for that thing.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the library, here's a couple other titles. All right. Of course, Horizon. Call of the Mountain. They showed a little bit more of the trailer for that, and then of course we got some news on Horizon Forbidden West. We're going to get a new game plus mode as well as some other features. So
this I liked what they showed for Call of the Mountain. Now you and I had earlier said this is probably going to be like a 2 to 3 hour experience. This is making me seem this is like going to be a longer game.
Yeah. We're not showing the trailer here right now, but I'll tell you this much, man. I did not like what I saw in that trailer with the hands. I mean, you see the hands, and the hands are just hands. There's no arms. You know, it's like
that's how VR does it. Huh?
Yeah, but you would think by VR, now,
Half-Life Alex does it that way.
Yeah,
they all those.
It just doesn't.
I spent
sell
hundreds
me,
of hours with no arms. It's difficult.
I mean, it just doesn't sell me, man.
I
gotta have arms.
Man.
You know? It's like,
I saw that Call of the Mountain, and I was like, all right, I think this is an experience game. Maybe it's a longer one, but it doesn't look like it's a more open-ended action adventure type game. It just seems like, an extension of what you've seen in most VR stuff.
Yeah.
Well, at least previously for PSVR.
Okay, so then getting off of the VR here, of course, Spider-Man Remastered coming to PC. So yes, the Spider-Man Remastered edition.
I just webbed them up.
Yeah, officially coming to Steam on August 12th.
Did you just whip out the Steam Deck?
Yeah. I was making a little joke, and I said I just webbed them up. Because this did surprise me a little. Like this, they said they were going to do game. I didn't think Spider-Man would be the next. But I'm glad to see, why not just add Miles Morales as well and port them both? Like,
you say that, and I said the same thing, and then I saw on the internet it is coming also.
Oh, is it? Okay,
it is, and they didn't show it, but it was apparently confirmed that it is coming just later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because like both games, I highly recommend you play both. Like this, I'm not picking up on PC day one. I'm waiting for the Steam sale because I want to see how it runs on the deck. And get it cheap that way. But like, my one buddy does not have a PlayStation. He won't buy it, won't subscribe, but he wants the Spider-Man game. I said, after the state of play, I said, here you go. You have no excuse. No, because like I think, have we all played the game? The Spider-Man.
Yes, I don't know. Carl, have you played it?
Yeah, I beat it.
You played it. Okay,
great game.
I think we can all say it's a good game. So
yeah.
If you have not had a chance to play this, I highly recommend. And if you have a good PC, check this out.
Yeah. And next up, of course, we got Stray, and I'll go ahead and I'll show the video for this one because it was kind of interesting. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So. Yeah, and what was interesting about this, and I think Burly, you're going to be talking about this with PS Plus. It's coming to the PS Plus if you have, I think it's the extra, the higher tier versions, right? I think that's what.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was actually to me one of the biggest things I took away from this show, because as of yet, this is I think the first actual new game that we have heard that is coming to that service,
coming directly, right,
and that's something that I've been waiting for, because like you can't I mean, it's your classic library is okay, and your library of PS4, PS5 games really great. But what are you going to be playing month to month new?
Yeah.
And here we go, a cute kitty game.
Yeah, a little cat
well,
game.
This game, like I remember the initial thing they showed us, didn't tease me, but like I love this hiding in the box and stuff. So this is gonna be a clever kind of, you gotta think and like stealth. But that really surprised me, having this day one on the service, both PS4, PS5 version, and it was like I looked this up because like the pricing's not on Sony, but Steam has it. And for us Canadians, this is like $39.99 brand new. Steam has a little sale. If you pre-order the game, you get save 10%.
Yeah.
But it's like, wow.
On July 19th. Yeah, July 19th.
Yeah, July 19th. So since the service comes to us all later this month, it's going to be interesting to see if this helps with the service or not. This has me interested to want to more go to the service, because if you can get even titles like I don't need God of, like all the big God of War to come to the service to make me want to buy. If you get good indie titles like this, or AA titles that are coming to this every so often, that it's like, okay, I don't have to spend $50 here and there. I can, if I'm subscribed to the service, I can try and not feel, oh my God, I wasted my money, or I got my money. Like I feel more secure.
Right.
Yeah.
Like for Canada, we still don't have the pricing for the service.
Okay. I just checked the American price on Steam for Stray. It is $29.99, but it's on sale 10% off, so $26.99.
Nice.
I think that game looks cool. That's an indie that I would absolutely play. Like especially if it was on Game Pass or on this service. If I had this service, I would definitely jump in.
Yeah. All right, and my favorite game that was obviously shown here, of course. Yes, the Callisto Protocol. Yes, coming December 2nd. Yes, so we got a little bit, but it was more of a cinematic trailer, obviously. But we did see a little bit of gameplay for it. But I don't think it's coming in December, honestly. But
well, the good Xbox game, right?
Yeah. It's cross-platform. But I'm excited for this game though, from the makers of the Dead Space, obviously. So and some pretty significant gore in this game. Yeah. So there's probably going to be some shock moments, obviously, in this. What did you guys think of it?
It's one that I'm like trying to figure out the impression I got from this, because it looks good, of course. Like, I know what Dead Space is like, and obviously these guys worked on that, and that's what they're trying to do here. You don't really see gameplay.
Not much. Yeah.
It's very dark. These enemies. I don't know, like if I find these enemies as interesting as what's going on in Dead Space, but because they look kind of like the zombie stuff, like typical.
Yeah, they look like zombies from like State of Decay, kind of, huh?
I guess some of the infected, like
the infected,
like the bloater guys and stuff like that. But
so this is in the
there's
State
something
of
weird
Decay
that guy
universe.
had a third arm. So
who knows? Yeah, kind of like a little bit Alien-esque in a sense. Yeah, but, so
visually it looks great. Lighting is very interesting.
Yeah,
it's what I like. I think it's going to be really good. It's one I definitely need to know more about, how the gameplay works, the depth of it, the scope of it. And because Dead Space has armor upgrading and weapon upgrading, and are we going to get stuff like that? Because that's what really makes me love these type of survival horror games so much more. Like currently, like to have that extra element that you add onto it.
Yeah. Burly, is this a day one game for you?
I don't know day one. This game has me interested because I'm here. I'm one who hasn't played any of the Dead Space games. Yeah. It's on my thing to do in October. So, but this looked good. Yeah. But I don't have the, oh my God, I haven't seen anything in here that makes me, oh my God, I need to buy this day one. I have to have this day one.
Yeah.
This is just it looks good,
right?
But there isn't that drop moment to make me want to drop down my money. I'll keep following the game, not only because we'll be talking about it more for the podcast, but because it does have my interest a little. But hopefully we get something soon in the coming that makes us all want to be like, oh, I need to pick this up.
Yeah, I mean, of course, this type of genre is one of my favorite types of genres to play, the survival horror type of game. I'll probably play it day one, but as I said before, I don't think it's coming in December. I think it's they just threw that date on there. I would be surprised if it hits December. I think it'll be a 2023 game sometime, probably around the summer. We shall see, but that's just
I'm kind of surprised that they put the December release. Like, I know they don't want, like, I know they would love to if they were confident and be like early October, because that would be like the prime time to release something.
And I'm surprised that it's coming to PS4 as well. So
that's a little surprising. But as we know, they're still gonna port games for the next couple of years.
Yeah. So,
but I wouldn't recommend getting a PS4 version. I would get the next gen versions.
Yeah. And then next up, they showed Rollerdrome. Yeah. So a new action sports game coming to PS4 and PS5. So, yeah. What did you guys think of Rollerdrome? No comments. Yeah.
Well, you said you watched my stream of this. I think I literally I just droned on other crap, me and my chat, when this was going on. It was like, this has nothing. This is nothing I care about. Yeah, well, it kind of looks like they're just ripping off a Speed Racer in this, in this like image here. So, but anyway,
I mean, I wasn't into it as I was watching the trailer, but I mean, it looks interesting enough if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, of course, another Eternights, of course, coming to PS4, PS5 in 2023. So anime visuals, solid Japanese RPG gameplay. What were you guys' thoughts on that one? Yeah, just another Japanese style RPG. Yeah.
Oh, you heavily get Persona vibes.
Yeah,
you heavily like.
Yeah, they even said, I think, that they're inspired by it.
Yeah. I was just waiting for the Atlas logo to drop during the trailer.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it doesn't look bad, but this doesn't look like something I will pick up at launch. This is something I will wait for the budgetary price for me to pick up.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll have a good time, but just nothing that I want to day one. I want to have this and buy this.
Yeah.
Because this one has is it visual novel dating sim stuff in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Most of them
have that kind of stuff in it, Carl. I mean,
most JRPGs don't have that.
I'm just kidding, but it's like it seems like it.
You can press triangle to hold the girl's hand.
It's true.
You've been waiting for that.
Yeah. It was automatic in Haven. Okay, you didn't have to press triangle.
Well, come on. This should be a PSVR 2 title.
They were in love.
Come on, man. Yeah. Come on.
Yes. We need this for VR2 so Carl can put 100 hours in.
Yeah,
yes.
We struggle to get there.
Okay, next up, of course,
Idle manager.
Carl was, in our Discord, he was talking about this. Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, I had to put up the screen at the end. Well, that wasn't from this trailer. It was from the other trailer they released where it says Xbox Series X and S.
Yeah.
And interestingly, it doesn't say Xbox One, but it does say PS4.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Oh, that I did not catch.
Yeah, and it's not the first game to do that. So I actually kind of think I've seen it from a couple other Japanese devs, and publishers. So I kind of think that that's something that is attractive and sort of helping some of these games come to the Series X and S. Mm-hmm. Is that allowing them to be like, yeah, it's fine. Just don't do an Xbox One version. We don't really care. And they're like, thank you. It's less work for us. And we're not going to sell any in Japan, obviously. So,
yeah.
We sold one copy in Japan on the Xbox version to X.
On the one, yeah, right?
Yeah,
the Xbox
yeah.
One version.
Yeah,
This trailer, I was actually really impressed with this because I'm like, all right, you're taking a step, you're taking a dive with this one, and you're really doing something different with Street Fighter here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this sort of like not open maybe world, but like sort of semi-open like area that you can run around in, and I'm sure you can. Looks like you're going to be able to, like I guess level up or something like that. Train in some way and improve some sort of custom fighter. It seems.
Right.
That's cool. I mean, because if that's like the story mode, that's good and interesting because every time they try to do a Street Fighter story that tries to incorporate every character, it just seems to fall flat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully, yeah, like, the gameplay is as good as some of the cinematics in here, in this trailer. But
there's some leaked footage I saw, and it looks good. Looks real good.
No.
Like this feed didn't look great because again, it's like the 1080p, feed.
Yeah.
So I went and I watched like Resident Evil 4 trailer in 4K, and I was like, oh yeah, this looks much better.
Yeah, the
obviously
4K trailers that they released after look much better.
Yeah. So.
Like animations and stuff like that, looking real good in this game.
Oh yeah. So.
I'm excited. I used to love Street Fighter.
Yeah.
4. I played some of 4. I that was like sort of the end of my fighting game days, like Street Fighter 4. I hadn't really played. I used to love fighting games, but it wasn't ever amazing. But I enjoyed it. I would get decent in some of those games. But then 5 was like the way that game launched was like real poor, and it was only on that PlayStation, and I didn't have the PS4 at the time, so I was like, whatever.
Wasn't it like 5 didn't launch with like a lot of characters and stuff? Because like wasn't I might be wrong on this, so forgive me if I'm wrong. But like the whole thing with 5 is like that you had the two options for like DLC and characters. You could either buy them to get them instantly, or you could grind in the actual in game. The more you played it, you got more tokens, credits, or whatever the crap is, and you could get the characters in the DLC.
Yeah, it had something like that. I think the story mode didn't launch. Like it was like delayed or something, and that came out later. And when it came out, it was garbage. It's really bad. I watched some of it online just to see, and I was like, wow, I can't believe you released this. I can't believe you like waited, and then you should have been like, nah, it's canceled. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
here's free DLC instead. Okay, let's not do that. Free characters. Yeah, I don't mind like a lot. Like if the opening roster isn't huge, I'm okay with that because I understand like these games. It takes a lot to make really good complex fighters, like characters who are and have them all be balanced well. So like I'm not one of those people who like it has to have every fighter from every Street Fighter game,
Yeah.
Like no, but it does need to have, enough of the classics.
Right.
And from what I've seen, there's apparently also like leaks already of like roster. It looks like it has enough of that. So
it would be nice to have them all, but then
I saw Guile. Yeah. I saw Blanca and E Honda and Zangief and Dalsim and Cammy. And she's got pants on this time, so some people might be sad about that.
She's got pants on? 0
She's got pants on, man.
Yeah. I'm done.
I think the new. I actually saw the new outfit. I was like, that looks cool. That looks like a real thing someone might wear.
My thing is like I'm
like, come on, man.
No, Burly, I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I got one quick thing here. The Street Fighter 6, it looks good. These games I don't put a lot of time into. For me, I usually if I ever want to buy any of these fighting games, I wait 2 years after they're out because then there's the Game of the Year edition or all character edition crap, whatever they call it, and then you get all the characters and everything, and I just wait for that to go cheap.
Yeah,
but the game does look good, and if you're a Street Fighter fan, I think you will be happy.
Yeah. There's a guy I know out here in Japan. He's really big into the fighting games. He goes back to the U.S. Every year to go to EVO when they were doing the EVO in Las Vegas. And he would participate in the fighting game tournaments there. And all. So I'm sure he's probably going to be picking Street Fighter 6 up day one. But anyway. All right, next up is Tunic, of course. Tunic's already on Xbox, of course, but yeah it's heading to PS4 and PS5 on September 27th. So, Carl, what do you think of this? Yeah, Tunic now
That's
coming
awesome.
to PlayStation. Yeah,
man, play it if you haven't played it yet. You know,
it's a great game. Yeah.
I would recommend it.
Yep. Burly, your thoughts on that? Yeah.
I can't recommend this game enough. I haven't finished Tunic, but the time I have put into it on my Series S, just great sit and just have a fun. And it is of like the old school, like it so much reminds me of Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
From Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. So if you like that, I think you'll love this game.
Cool.
It's also another confirmation of how you can see Xbox seems to do about 6 months around on these indies of exclusivity.
Yeah.
If that, I don't know exactly if that's how the contract works, or it just seems to work out that way where they're not asking for a lengthy period. So the time ends up being around that area, but which is fine. I don't mind it. It came to Game Pass. Like that's where I was going to play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next up, a game called Season: A Letter to the Future. So this game kind of gave me a little bit of Life is Strange type of vibes. But anyway, so they showed a gameplay trailer. It's coming out in the fall. So that was shown off as well. And then of course,
good. That's one I wonder, will that launch into PS Plus Extra Premium?
It could, that could be,
They're not going to announce that this far out,
No.
I think it would be to that game's benefit, and the game doesn't look bad or anything to me. This just does not seem like this is not a game I want to sit and put for whatever price they're going to put, unless this is like really, really cheap, which I doubt it, for me to want to spend the money.
But would you play it on PS Plus Extra Premium?
Yeah,
I'll try it out. Try it out, man.
Yeah, well,
more so if it has an easy platinum.
If you're gonna play Stray, then you're probably playing this one too, right? Yeah.
It's gonna get annoying having to say that. Like, it's easy to say like, would you play it on Game Pass? But now I gotta say like PS Plus Extra Premium, or like I guess I could get out the premium, but I like saying it that way because it's funny.
Just say EP. PlayStation EP.
EP. Yeah, maybe we'll get to a point. Like, I don't think anyone's tried to shorten that yet. Like officially, like the common way to do it.
We're doing it right here, right now on the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. PlayStation EP. There you go. Yeah.
But then it's like plus, like PS Plus EP. I don't know.
PS Plus EP.
Check out my EP in the fall. My 4 tracks.
That's right.
So I can fund my end.
Come in a PSP EP.
Yeah, there you go, man. All right, and then of course, finally, Final Fantasy 16, right? And it's gonna be out in the summer of 2023, which I'm telling you now, it's probably not going to be out in summer 2023. But anyway,
it's gonna be fall.
It's gonna be 2024, most likely.
Oh no.
I think the game will come 2023. Summer is a bit ambitious, but we'll see. We know they've been working on this game for a while, and they have like a lot of like the one guy from that really revamped 14 has been working on it, and they have because I've seen some of like the producers. Some of these guys have been with the series for a while. Like there's guys that have worked on like 5, like since back from Final Fantasy 5. So
yeah. This is the one that's headed by the Final Fantasy 14 creators, right?
Yes. Like I said, I mean, we got just a little bit of gameplay.
Yeah, it's in there.
And then of course during Burly's stream, he was like, he's getting excited, seeing all the the action and so
the summons.
The summons and the sword play and so but
I gotta say, I hate that fighting game bar thing going on there.
Yeah,
it really doesn't. It gives me bad vibes for it. Like that's not Final Fantasy to me. Like, I don't know why you're doing that. I hate all these like these. Everybody's got life bars on their heads, and everybody's got
All the little
numbers popping
13,
up
13,
everywhere.
13,
I
13,
hate that.
popping up. Yeah.
Just hate it. It looks terrible to me. I think like that's the thing. Like visually speaking, this game looks incredible.
Oh yeah.
Gameplay wise, I don't like anything I'm seeing at all. It looks very, and you know, obviously, like I don't like action RPGs that much, if at all, especially Japanese ones. I feel like, but I think This gameplay to me does nothing. It looks very much just a lot of hack and slashing. I'm not digging it.
Okay.
Yeah. Burly, your thoughts?
I do like my hack and slash. Like, part of me still wishes they would go back turn-based, especially with like what Square has done with like Octopath and Bravely Default and stuff. Like, because those games have shown you can do a lot with turn-based. But this, I do love that the summons are really coming back forth, and they're showing more with them, their attacks and stuff. Because this is something I hugely loved. Like, this was one of the things with 15. I didn't like the summons that you could only bring them out when you were like pretty much dead.
Yeah, see, they're doing weird stuff again with summons, because it looks like they're only used in like a one-on-one duel with something else, right? Like, you see the life bars up there, and maybe you can summon them for regular. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that would work in this version, the way this game looks so far. It just feels like that's going to be a very much like, I don't know, like just a button mashy or like, you know, simplified version of the combat when the summons come out. You know, it's going to be even less depth to it once you use that summon.
Yeah, we still this game's still a while away, and we haven't seen as much as we were kind of being, because there were so many things like this game is ready to go, and that the trailer's ready, and that we're going to get all this stuff. We didn't get a whole lot in this trailer. Let's be fair. Like, the story seems like the generic bunch of countries are all at war. How can we stop war? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they've done that story before in other games, so it's just like. But I am a fan of the series. I'm a huge fan. So the visuals did look nice. Their stuff, they're putting a lot of emphasis on summon. So I'm hoping we get more info, and it's not just summon versus summon duel.
So it looks like, man. So it looks like
it's what it looks like.
You know, also like Final Fantasy X, right? Like the way the summons they did it in that, where you summon them and now you control just the summoned creature. And I thought at first that was interesting. I was like, all right, this is new. This is a different mechanic. But when I replayed the game not too long ago, I was like, this kind of sucks, because this actually gives you less depth and less strategy. Because now I'm stuck with just this one monster who has very limited set of abilities, and it wasn't really that fun. Like, if they had, and I'm sure maybe the hardware couldn't handle it at the time, but like if you were able to summon it and he was a unit with your team, so you have, maybe he replaces Yuna, right, and you had the two others, you could still use it. That would be better. But in this game, it looks like you're just one guy. It doesn't even look like you have a party.
Yeah, that's. I'm sure you're gonna get a party. I don't think it's gonna be a giant roster. I think it'll be like 15, where it'll be 4 people, and that's your party. Yeah. Like, I do miss the old days of the giant. Like 6 is one of my favorites, where you have, I think it's like,
it's a lot of
15. There's like 15 characters. You include all the secret hidden ones you can get.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah. And that's another thing is. When you make it an action RPG, you can't control more than one person at once. It just doesn't work that way. Yeah. So you always will have that aspect of like, you're basically controlling one guy, and maybe you can switch back and forth. I mean, Final Fantasy 7 Remake is probably the best you can do that. And I still didn't even like that. I thought it was fine. At first, it was like, this is pretty neat. And then the more I played it, the more I was like, I'm just tired. I'm tired of this.
Yeah. Would you, because you brought 7 Remake, I don't know if you tried, there is the turn-based kind of mode in 7 Remake.
I did, yeah.
Would you be happy if they put that back in here for 16?
I mean, it would have to be better. It would have to be even more turn-based. Like,
yes, make it better, because that was not very good. I will admit.
Because essentially what was happening in that turn-based mode is it just automated your basic attacks, and and did it move you? I think automatically. I don't remember. No, you still had to move around.
You had to move a little. I think.
Yeah, like I still want to position myself in the battlefield like that. I want to take my time and strategize. That's why I like these games. And this is not for me anymore, I guess. That sucks. Like, I used to love Final Fantasy, but I see this and I'm like, I really don't have any interest in, like, as someone who's only on Xbox and is not there, I'm like, whatever. I don't feel like I'm missing it.
So let me just ask you guys a final question here for this before we move on. So, I mean, obviously June has begun, and of course we're starting to get these showcases now. So what did you think overall of the state of play presentation? Burly, I'll start with you. What did you think overall?
I think it was really good. I went in with low expectations because, let's be honest, the last state of plays for insert date and joke here have been horrible. This was a good one. You had a good variety, I think, of stuff. If you were a VR fan, you got some VR stuff. I'm not even really a Capcom fan as much anymore, but they still have me wanting to look at some of their properties coming in the future. The 16 trailer was nice, and it was kind of nice because we had that leak. Some of that leak was right, and some of it wasn't. But you got a good mixture of both, like your indie and your AAA. I was hoping they would at least say something on God of War or give us something more on, because they said PSVR 2 is a focus on this.
Yeah.
All it was just trailers for VR games. I wasn't expecting a whole lot for PSVR 2, but I was expecting at least a little more, being like saying, "Oh, we got you excited with these VR games coming. We're going to give you more PSVR date 2 at such and such date, or give me some, like, later, like in the fall of this year, we're going to have something for you on PSVR 2.
Yeah.
It's like,
Carl, your thoughts on it?
Yeah.
Overall,
I would say this was definitely the best state of play they've ever had.
Okay.
If you're a PlayStation fan, like, you should absolutely love this. There's really nothing to be critical of.
Yeah.
With, I guess, the one exception is that there's not much exclusive big on this. I mean, Final Fantasy 16, that's pretty big, right? But we already knew that.
Right.
That wasn't like new information or anything. Yeah. If you're an Xbox fan, this was also a good show for you because you got to see Resident Evil 4, Callisto Protocol, and Street Fighter 6.
Right.
You got some good indies in here. I think it was paced right. I think you opened big with Resident Evil 4 was like the first thing, right?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Open with that, and then you went into VR, which, for a lot of people, we don't care, me, whatever. But they got through the VR, and then they moved on, and then they just went back into all the regular, the stuff. So I like the way they handled that. It's definitely the better of the show. But that's the thing, is they can't always get these big reveals. This is the season where you want to do that, and you're not going to have that all year.
Yeah, and I mean, with the time constraints that they put on themselves, with only like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I mean, there's only so much that they could show. But I would agree with you guys. I mean, I thought it was probably one of the best state of plays they've ever done. But like I said before, I mean, take a lot of these release dates that they put out with a grain of salt, because you did not see much gameplay. It was mostly cinematic trailers on the majority of the games that they showed. And then, of course, with VR, we don't even know when PSVR 2 is coming. So, there is no release date on that yet. So, I mean, just, these are games that are coming in the future. Maybe not when they said they are. So just, keep your expectations a little bit low when it comes to the release dates and all. So, but all right. Okay, so now we're going to completely switch gears here, because obviously we have another big conference coming, on June 12th, and that's what our topic of the show is. We're going to be talking about that. And below here, for all of you video viewers, I have a ticker here, and this shows all the information regarding our live stream. We're going to be doing the live stream of the Xbox Showcase. So the date and time, of course, for it, as well as where you can catch our live streams, are below for all of you video viewers. And we're going to be, of course, giving our predictions in this episode for the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase. So I guess I'll go first. I'm just going to go ahead and throw mine out there, and then I'll let you guys take it over.
Well, how many are we going to do?
2, maybe 3. I mean, yeah.
We got to go one at a time. Let's not like just drone on one, 3 predictions. Got to go back and forth.
Yeah. Well, Burly gets a say too. What do you think, Burly?
I agree with Carl on this. We do one
All
each.
right,
and we can
you
react.
guys are overvoting me. Okay. Since I will pretend that this podcast is a democracy. I will concur. So I'll go first, but I'll just give one prediction. Okay, so we'll do like 2 predictions. Okay, let's just keep it at 2 between all 3 of us. So my first prediction, I think you're going to hear speeches from Phil Spencer and Todd Howard. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course we're going to get speeches.
Well, no shit. That's like you could be wrong. Saying my prediction is going to just be they're going to say the word Game Pass.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, so maybe Phil's just like, and here are the games. And that's it. That's not a speech.
Okay. Now, so here's what I think is going to happen. Of course, we were talking a lot about PS Plus, or or PSCP, or whatever you want to call it when it comes to the premium service that they have for PlayStation Plus now. But I think in this showcase, when it comes to Game Pass, we are going to get the announcement of the family plan and what it all entails, and the price. And I'm going to say that the family plan will be $25 a month. And it will be a part of Game Pass Ultimate. So everything that you get in Ultimate will be a part of the family plan.
Right, yeah.
So I think that is what is going to be announced during the showcase, whether it's towards the beginning of the showcase or towards the end of the showcase, whenever they go into the Game Pass parts of the event. I think the family plan is finally going to be unveiled and what it entails. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's my first prediction.
Yeah. I think there's a good chance you'll see that. I doubt they'll talk about pricing in this showcase.
Okay.
But you never know.
You never know. Carl, go ahead. You're next.
Okay.
Number 1.
All right. I want to have fun with this. I don't want to predict things that I think are definitely for sure going to happen, but so I want it to be, interesting.
Yeah.
So, I guess the first one I wanted to say is, okay, we'll see the return of some long dormant franchise.
Okay.
Right. Okay. In any aspect, if it's, just a tease, right? So like something like a Banjo or even, Quake, right, would count.
Okay.
Or, Lost Odyssey or, and any of these type of, Killer Instinct, right?
Okay.
Any of these IPs that they own that we haven't seen for a long time. I think we'll get something. They're going to throw us some sort of tease for one of these things.
Okay.
You took one of mine, because one of mine was going to be Quake is coming back.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But for my first prediction, because I won't use that, is we're going to get an announcement on because they've vaguely talked about this. Their stick that they're going to do, the X stick or X Cloud stick, whatever
the streaming stick.
Yeah, the streaming stick.
Yeah.
And we're going to get that and shown off.
Okay.
Because they're really wanting to get more and more people into their games. So how do you do it? As much as it's nice to have the giant piece of hardware. If you can get something in the under $100 market or whatever it'll cost, like that, you can get something like that. It'll be huge. So I think whether or not it comes out this year, I just think they'll give us the announcement, give us some more details.
Okay. Yeah, that's when I almost feel like either it's not ready or this isn't the place to do it. I think because think about it. Like if you're a gamer like us, It's not really for you, right? Why? It's possible, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. My number 2, obviously, you're throwing these, dormant IPs and stuff like that out there, Carl, and everything that we might possibly get a chance to see. Well, I'll throw it out there for Bethesda because this one came out in 2017, obviously, Prey. So I think it's time for another Prey. Remember Prey 2 was canceled back in like 2014, I think it was. I think it's time for the next iteration of Prey. So maybe we might get some announcement for a new Prey, because or it's either going to be that or Wolfenstein. We're going to get another Wolfenstein game.
Now, I'm not counting those in my long dormant. Those are more recent than I'm.
No, right. Oh, obviously, obviously, but yeah, I mean, I think we'll, obviously we're going to get something, and we're going to be talking about it later on during the post show, of course, the Elder Scrolls and stuff like that, and obviously we're going to get the Starfield stuff. We're probably going to get some gameplay there, obviously, but I think they're going to have to throw out something that they're working on or beginning to work on, and I guess if I just had to guess, it might be another Prey. So I'm hoping for that, I guess. Yeah.
Prey was Arcane, right?
Arcane Studios, that's right. Yes. Right. Yeah. So and I really enjoyed Prey when it came out in 2017. So good stuff.
Yeah, they have multiple teams, right? Arcane, they do, because they're doing Redfall, but they also did Deathloop.
Yeah. Arcane. Yeah, they're pretty big. They've got multiple teams.
Yeah. So it's definitely plausible. Yeah.
All right. Next, what do you guys think? Any? Go ahead, man. Go, Carl. Yeah.
Okay. I want to say, well, I don't want to. Okay, because I had the same idea, and I saw if you watch the Xbox 2, or apparently Rand made this same prediction. So like maybe I just won't.
Here it comes.
I'll say it later. I'll say it. Actually, he sort of did the
just
other
say
one.
it now. Go for it. Go on. I
He
know
said
you're
both.
gonna say it. Come on.
He actually said both, which I'm like, that's not the other thing. I had a third one. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Fallout one. All right.
Okay.
Maybe that's not the one you were thinking of.
No, it wasn't. But anyway.
So we'll get to that after. I'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
So Fallout. I think we will see some form of Fallout teased or announced. Whether it and I'm not going to count
another new Vegas game.
I'm not counting Fallout 76 content. Okay. That's nonsense. Okay. I'm talking about like we'll get a tease, like they're doing something, whether someone, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be Fallout 5, but or the New Vegas, something along that line, like a side story, or even a remake, right? Like Fallout 1 or 2 remakes, or even remaster of New Vegas. I feel like Fallout will be there in some capacity.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet that they'll do something with Fallout besides 76 at this event.
Just Carl, just go ahead and throw it out there, man. What Rand said. Go ahead. I mean, come on. I know, just do it. Just the final. Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah.
No, we'll go. I'll do it after. It'll be the bonus. The bonus.
The bonus one.
Because it ties into, if it's what I'm thinking, what he said, it ties into another prediction I had, but isn't as direct as that.
Okay. All right. So that'll be your extra one. All right. So okay, Burly, go for it, man. Your second one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, mine's a little out there. I could see this happening, but I don't at the same time. Because we got teased Elder Scrolls 6. I think we're not gonna get much, but we're gonna get some gameplay. We're gonna get like your quick 30 seconds of gameplay and a minute of
you're gonna get like Resident Evil 4. You're gonna get like 2 seconds of some character walking in a forest, and that's all you're gonna get.
Man, I can't. I would love to see that. I don't.
But Bethesda, if you want to make people really happy, Oblivion Remaster, you'll make money.
Yeah. That would be an easy one to remaster, I think. I would love to see a Morrowind remake.
Mm.
I think that game is incredibly hard to go back to at this point.
Oh yeah, I've tried to go to Morrowind and play that game, but it's like I can't.
It runs and looks as good as it's going to get on the Series X, the backwards compatibility. But man, it's such an old style game. It's almost
I don't want to be mean, but it is a little archaic.
Yeah, definitely. That's the word.
Yeah. All right. Well, go ahead, Carl. I'll let you go, man. Do the bonus. Go for it, man.
Because I had 3 in mind. So what I was going to say was that we will see a major JRPG at this event.
Yeah.
Whether that be Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
As Rand has theorized, predicted, and he says
theorized,
he doesn't know. He says he doesn't know, and I take his word on that.
It's a prediction, man. Yeah.
But I feel like he wouldn't have said that if he didn't think it was possible,
plausible.
And he used to say he didn't think it was possible. So I think it's weird that he's going back on that. But it could mean nothing. It's all for fun. Predictions are not serious. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, whether it's that, whether it's Persona 5 or Yakuza 8 being teased or shown, or Lost Odyssey, the pipe dream.
That's a pipe dream. I'd love for it to be true, but
dude, there was the story, of Sakaguchi saying that he's had offers and he's going to be working on something. So I got to think that was an offer from Microsoft. I don't, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it could be something else, of course.
Okay.
I think if anything of those games you announced, probably Persona 5 I could see be more willing to come to Game Pass, because we've had the thing of it leaving the PlayStation collection, and Persona 5 has been coming to other devices.
Well, Sega and Atlas. So
Sega and Atlas already have a deal with Microsoft for games on Game Pass. So I think it's a better thing. Where like Square does have a deal, because you have some of the Final Fantasy games on Game Pass. You have 13 games. Don't play them. I think you have a 10-2. I think it was 7, 8, 9. Oh, trust me, the 13 games are not good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I tried playing 13 not that long ago, and it looks great on the Series X and the backwards compatibility, but man, is it not a good game?
Yeah.
I agree.
So, okay, another sign, a clue that could mean something, right? With Final Fantasy VII Remake, Intergrade came out on June 10th, 2021.
Okay.
We are just about a year away. That. So if they purchase an additional year of exclusivity in the agreement when that was put on PS5, then it would make a lot of sense. Now's the time.
Yeah. Burly, any other bonuses? Any bonus?
The only other bonus one, this is pie in the sky, is Ninja Gaiden Trilogy Remastered. Because those were huge on the I think the first game was on the original Xbox, and then 2 and 3 were on the 360.
Yeah, we just got some of the Ninja Gaidens on Game Pass too. So
I wouldn't be surprised they throw that. You never know. It's a high. Okay. I said high in the sky, but
maybe a new one they could commission. Is that Team Ninja, right?
Team Ninja,
I think it's
so,
Team Ninja.
So let me just throw some more out there, and you guys can give me a yes or no what your thoughts are, if we'll see it or not. Fable gameplay.
I don't know, man.
No, that ain't coming.
I want to remain hopeful.
I like, trust me, I'm saying this. I want to be wrong. I want people to tell me you're wrong and be proven wrong, but I just have a feeling.
Okay. Hellblade 2 release date.
Release window? I'll give them
release
that.
Date.
I could see release window. Date, I don't see them committing. I can't see them committing.
You don't think they'll bite on that, huh? Okay.
No.
Forza.
Yeah.
You get a tease. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll definitely be there.
Yeah, it should. I mean, yeah. So
yeah,
it's probably their second biggest franchise.
Yeah. It's the motorsport one. It's not as big as Horizon at this point.
Okay. This is probably way out there. Probably won't get it, but I'll throw it at you guys anyway. A tease of Gear 6.
I don't think so.
I think it's too early because you had Gears Tactics not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was made by a different developer.
True, but
they assisted in some ways, but it was primarily different.
But I just mean like they'll just because like you've had a lot of Gears lately. I think they just
They did Hivebusters. They are working on 6.
Yeah.
They also are working on another IP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I almost think we'd see that other IP before we'd see Gears 6.
Maybe. Depending on how far along in development it is.
Right.
Yeah. So
exactly. Because they could tease it.
Okay. Okay, here you go. Another one. Outer Worlds 2 gameplay.
I'm saying no.
I'm going to say yes, but you're not getting much. It's the same, like, you're getting 10 seconds of gameplay kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Avowed.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying yes on Avowed. So that's why I think Outer Worlds 2 is farther out. Avowed's their next game. Like, that's the closer game.
Avowed, I keep forgetting about Avowed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a new IP. Well, it's in the Pillars of Eternity franchise, but
yeah.
People wouldn't really know that just by the name, obviously, because it's not in there. Which I think is smart, because then it feels like a new IP.
Right.
It's that Elden Ring effect, like you could have called that Dark Souls 4, but you didn't because now it feels like a new game.
Yeah.
So if you called this Pillars of Eternity 3 Avowed, I mean, I feel like the game would have less buzz behind it.
Yeah, true.
How about Deathloop coming to Game Pass?
Yeah,
I don't think they could say it at this point.
I think they can make teases because the game had a 1-year exclusivity, as we know,
which will be concluding in the fall.
Yeah, in September, and that is a big, like, if you want some buzz, that is a big title. I know some people didn't like it, but I had a lot of fun with Deathloop.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a big game to get on Game Pass in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if it's an early, let's say for High in the Sky, it's an early 2023 game. Get on Game Pass. It's still something to announce to get some buzz.
Yeah, I just don't think they can talk about it. I think because of the marketing agreement and the exclusivity agreement, they just won't be able to say anything about it until that year is over. Which I think the same thing applies to like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Whereas if they bought a year from the 10th, then they cannot say a word about it coming to Xbox until after the 10th.
True.
So, because that's how Sony obviously wants it. They want it to be hush hush. Don't talk about it. You're not allowed. No one's allowed to know for sure, when it's coming and where,
Yeah.
But Microsoft was like, oh, when we bought Rise of Tomb Raider exclusivity, they let it come out that it was coming to PlayStation later. Like they let it, they didn't let that sit too long to be like, oh no, it's a time exclusive and it's only a year and blah blah. Yeah. No.
Will we get any kind of Activision Blizzard game news at this event?
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think you'll get anything new. You might get some older titles come, like maybe
like with the next Call of Duty, because there's supposed to be another trailer coming out for that.
Modern Warfare 2 trailer.
Yeah,
like because we had another teaser of a teaser come out.
I believe it's on the 8th. They said
earlier on the week.
Yeah.
I could see like a Call of Duty from a couple of years back coming back.
Yeah.
On Game Pass, but like
or something on Diablo 4 maybe. Yeah.
Diablo. the deal's still a wild way out. Diablo 4, I don't think they would say.
Yeah, you know what though? I actually think Diablo 4 could be there. We don't know. They could have. There's no reason that Microsoft couldn't have made some marketing agreements with Activision Blizzard in all of this.
Yeah.
We don't. No one has. We haven't seen Diablo 4. It's a good time to show it at this point. It's supposed to be coming soon.
Yeah,
we may have seen something.
I think it's a long shot though, because I mean, this is supposed to be more Bethesda focused. Xbox Bethesda showcase. I mean, if they probably would have mentioned something about Activision Blizzard, maybe, but
they can't because they
can't. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, next year when they own them, it'll be the Xbox, Bethesda, Activision Blizzard. They only put Bethesda's name there because Bethesda. Well, to be fair, for the companies they own.
Well, Burly, let's just hope that next year we're getting we're getting back towards the kind of a normal thing, and maybe E3 will actually come back, and then at that point, Xbox can have a huge, showcase in LA, and all of them like Bethesda, Activision, Blizzard will all be there together. Who knows? But...
Only if E3 wants to give us access and clearance. Give us some hotel rooms so we can just go meet. The three of us can meet up and go do some interviews.
Yeah.
Carl doesn't seem impressed.
To go back to the States again. Yeah. For me, it's been a long time.
About the Call of Duty thing is that it's on like the 8th. It's like separate from everything else. I thought Sony had marketing rights on that, but it seems a little bit less clear now.
Yeah.
Because why not show that at the State of Play?
Yeah.
If you did, it's only a matter of a week at this point.
Yeah. Or Opening Night Live, because Opening Night Live is on the 9th. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense too. So I don't know. And there was that thing not too long ago where some Sony event thing, where they showed marketing partnerships in a graphic, and like Call of Duty wasn't there. Yeah. People are like, "Oh, that must mean that they don't have the marketing." I'm like, I don't know if it means that, but I mean, you never know. It could mean something. Maybe it could mean it. Something with Xbox later, but it's probably unlikely. Yeah. But I do think I wouldn't be surprised if something from Activision Blizzard could show up there, just because, like I said, you can make those agreements, and everybody knows it's going to happen, and those things aren't out of bounds to make other agreements with the company. They are releasing games. They still got a lot of games coming.
Yeah.
Pie in the Sky, okay. They made a deal to have Toys for Bob make Banjo, okay. They already did it.
There you go. Wow. All right, man.
There you
go. All right.
Why not pay them? They just get that money back anyway when they buy the company.
Go, man.
That hey, you know what? Toys for Bob, they did so good with those remasters and remakes of the Spyro and that.
Yeah.
I would play them doing a Banjo game if they did one.
I'll tell you this much, though. I think it's pretty safe to say that we're not going to get any new acquisition news at this event. It's not going to happen. No.
Well, okay. One exception. I could see NetherRealm. And the reason I think that's plausible is because buying NetherRealm wouldn't have to be public, because it would be the selling off of a piece of a company. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have to do that. Like, you're not selling a publicly traded company. You're selling they're selling a piece of their company.
Okay.
So I think that you could possibly that could be something that you wouldn't have to, make a big, huge stink out beforehand or some other way,
Yeah. Well, we shall see. But anyway.
And Mortal Kombat, is there a new game coming? If you're going to announce it, announce we acquired the studio and here's the new game. That would be incredible also.
Yeah.
Just to say, hopes and dreams, man. Hopes and dreams. And Killer Instinct. They're doing Killer Instinct. Wouldn't that be incredible?
Yeah.
Let's not set expectations too high.
Yeah.
I'm already hyping it.
Yeah.
Guys.
Well, we shall see. Of course, we're going to be live streaming the Xbox Showcase, so hope you can join us for that. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it on the 12th. So anyway, so we'll be talking about it, and then of course we'll be bringing you all of the news on the podcast here as well when it happens. So, all right, it's time for our new game releases for the week. So, Carl, let's start with you. What do you got for us this week from new game releases? And of course, you can see all of our new game releases. The link is below for all you video viewers at releases.com for the week of June 6th through the 12th. So, Carl, what is your pick of the week? Yes.
That's what you're talking about. You said releases. I'm like, wait a minute. What does he mean? Like,
releases.com. It's the website, Carl.
That's site. All right. My pick is...
Yes.
I forgot. What did I pick?
Of course you forgot, right?
Well, to be fair,
has something to do with Mario.
Oh yeah, where's that game? There it is.
To be fair, in Carl's defense here, we picked our picks of the week. Usually, sometimes they go later in the week.
Yeah,
I think like Expat put his out so early, and then Carl and I just we felt guilty.
What do you mean so early, Burly? I put it out first, and then you guys replied 2 or 3 hours later.
It was Monday. It was Monday, right?
I think it was Sunday.
Monday, yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Hey man, I gotta put this show together, so I want to get it done as soon as I can. Yeah, so.
I get it. Hey, also I put less time picking this one because there wasn't a lot of choices, and I thought this was an obvious choice.
But Carl, almost every week there aren't many choices for you. So anyway,
hey, look, I found some really cool stuff like V Rising. I'm happy about
V Rising is very good. Yeah, it's got a great reception. So anyway,
yeah. All right, there's not much to say because it just says Mario Strikers Battle League.
Yeah.
June 10th on the Switch. Fierce special shots, items, and tackles means there's no rules except to rule the field. For some reason, they thought that was enough to write. But you know what Mario Strikers is? It's Mario playing soccer. But honestly, I watched the trailer for this. If you were into, sports games on the Switch, and you were, Switch Sports was a big flop for you because it's has no depth at all. This game looks like it has plenty of depth. Actually, there's you got all the different gear you can wear, and there's all these cool special abilities and attacks. This looks fun. This looks like better than Mario Tennis, right? Yeah. I don't know why, but it just looks like they put a lot into this game.
Yeah,
it
looks fun, definitely. So I know quite a few people that when this got announced, because I covered the direct when this got announced, so we're really excited that this is, because there hasn't been a Strikers game in a while.
Yeah.
So
yeah, good stuff, man. All right, Burly, what do you got for us, man?
Mine is The Cycle Frontier.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The Cycle Frontier is a free-to-play PvPvE extraction shooter driven by suspense and danger, prospect from resources and other riches on an abandoned alien world ravaged by a deadly storm, inhabited by monsters, a frequent raided by ambitious prospectors. It's coming to PC Wednesday, June 8th.
Yeah, that opening there when he was coming out of the that little the little tripod thing there kind of reminded me of that one game where you're in the ocean. What is it? I can't remember what it is. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name. Subnautica, that's right. Yeah. Kind of reminded me of Subnautica in the beginning parts. So.
I like the creature design on this. This is I don't, whether or not I put a lot of time in this, and since it being a free to play, I can just download and try.
Yeah, first person.
That was part of the reason why.
Yeah.
No, I know Carl's not happy the first person aspect.
This is the type of game that should be first person. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll let it go.
Yeah.
It's a shooter. That doesn't make me excited for it, but I like the survival stuff too. I'm always looking for a survival game to grab me, and every once in a while, I'll put some time into one. Like Subnautica, I played a lot of that. I played Astroneer, which is a version of survival game too. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. So my pick of the week, of course, is the Quarry. As the sun sets on the last day of summer camp, the teenage counselors of Hackett's Quarry throw a party to celebrate. No kids, no adults, no rules. Things quickly take a turn for the worse. Hunted by blood-drenched locals and something far more sinister, the teens' party plans unravel into an unpredictable night of horror. So, friendly banter and flirtations give way to life-or-death decisions as relationships build or break under the strain of unimaginable choices. Play as each of the 9 camp counselors in a thrilling cinematic tale where every decision shapes your unique story from a tangled web of possibilities. Any character can be the star of the show or die before daylight comes. How will your story unfold? So for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X on June 10th. So I don't know, man. Yeah. So from the same creators of Until Dawn. So what do you guys think of this? I'm kind of excited for this. I'm not going to play it day one, but yeah, I mean, another one of those games, kind of like the Dark Pictures anthology series. I mean, you make the choices and decisions, and those decisions and choices will, come to whether or not either one or all of your party members survive or die. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you excited for this?
Yeah, it looks good. Go, bro. You go.
I was going to say this I'm looking forward to. Like, as I said, when we were covering it on the morning show, this is something like for me as a Twitch streamer, I can get multiple runs and just have some fun and be like, okay, we played it all as David Arquette's character here. Now let's play as this character. See how we make the opposite decisions and let my chat make decisions and see how weird this is going to be.
Yeah. The game is definitely trying to recapture that magic of Until Dawn, which I think most people would say was their best game. I don't think the anthology pictures, whatever it is, something picture.
Dark Pictures anthology.
Anthology. I don't think that's really hitting hard for a lot of people.
No. Yeah. I think if they were bundled together, I think it would sell more. But I mean, just coming out like one game coming out every 3 or 4 or 6 months. Yeah. So.
Well, they'll sell much better when they're all out. Mm-hmm. And when I can go on a PlayStation flash sale, the Dark Pictures anthology game bundle. Oh, it's 60% off. Okay, I'll pick it up because I'm getting a bunch of titles.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff in humble bundles, and when I can get it cheap and get them all at once, that's when a lot of those games will sell a high volume.
Yeah. I think the problem is like those games don't have that classic horror movie, setting or feel. Like they seem to be trying to do something a bit more ambitious, and it's not necessarily maybe working out,
Yeah. All right, so it's time to, of course, it's the beginning of the month. It's our first show of the month here in June. So obviously we're going to talk about what's coming out on PlayStation and Xbox. So Burly, you're up first. What's coming to PlayStation Plus or PlayStation or PSEP as we are calling it now? So
what's coming? We got good old Plus. God of War. 2018's God of War. I can't recommend it enough. If you have not played it, if you have a PS5, you're given a copy if you've got PlayStation Plus. So highly recommend that game, especially with the sequel coming maybe this year.
Yeah.
We've also got for PS4, Naruto, Boruto, Shinobi Striker. This is one I've actually wanted to play. Some of these Naruto games can actually be quite fun.
Yeah.
So even though I do not like Boruto, the story of Boruto, I dropped off that really.
I hate that name so much.
I hate the name, but like in the manga, I think the Japanese, it's like actually Bolt is the name, but they decided
Boruto.
They had to call it Boruto. I was like,
is that's not a real name, is it? Like that's just kind of a name they made up.
Yeah.
Is Naruto a real name? I don't even know.
No, it's a made-up name. Yes.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Okay. And then for your PS5, and it's also PS4, but your PS5 Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. I've heard good things about this game. this was a game I wanted to try, but I never wanted to make that leap of buying.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're adding a bunch of characters they've announced that are coming in the coming months. Mm-hmm. So it's like, alrighty, you get a game with a decent roster of characters and more characters coming.
Yeah.
So this month's very fighting and action oriented.
Yeah.
But it's much better than the last couple of months we've been getting. I must say.
Yeah, it's a good month, but I want to point out and say that I think God of War is a bit of a cop-out to put on.
Oh, yes.
I look, great game, obviously, but it's already on the PS5, the PS Plus collection, which you get if you have PS Plus on PS5.
Yeah. And probably at the Summer Game Fest, you're going to get the Ragnarok reveal and the date and all of that. Yeah. So, probably. Yeah.
But like, I do not think there are that many people who have a PS4 only who have not played God of War. This is going to be the time. Like, yes, now I'm finally going to play it. And the game is $20 now. Yeah. It's the greatest hits game. And it's also, I saw it was like on sale for $10. So it's like,
well, I was going to say right now they do have the deals. That's the thing. Yeah. It's on sale all the time. Like, if you want to play this game, you can get this game cheap. It's depending how cheap you want to go. Like, if you're wanting it to go down to a $1 kind of thing. Yeah. But like this is a cop out. I agree. Like I kind of thought they would have maybe put this a little later in the year, closer to when Ragnarok is coming, like either a month or two before, just so you have, we're building up hype for that. This just seems like we need a good PS4 title just to throw there.
Well, here you go, Burly. Here you go. The God of War Ragnarok's coming out like right after the show on June 9th.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, obviously, it's far better than anything that's been on Games with Gold, in the last year, probably more.
Yeah. And speaking of Games with Gold, nice little segue into that, Carl.
Exactly.
Yeah. What do we got for Games with Gold this month?
There's games. They are games. I mean,
hey, come on, man! Super Meat Boy, man. That's
Super Meat Boy is fun.
That's awesome.
Hard as hell.
It's hard as hell for sure. Yeah,
it's something I've heard of. Super Meat Boy. Yep, that's a Xbox 360 one, along with Rascals, which another 360 game. I don't know what that one is. Avon Colony and Project High Rise Architect Edition are your Xbox One titles.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know these games. I don't know any of these other games. So, I don't want to go through the descriptions of them.
Yeah. And let's go ahead and move on to Game Pass, of course. So the first drop of the month for June. What are we getting, Carl?
Yeah. So we already have these out, but we got For Honor Marching Fire Edition, June 1st. You've got Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, June 2nd.
Which is out
Console
now,
PC, not cloud, that one.
Yep.
Assassin's Creed Origins, June 7th.
Nice.
That's coming up.
And 60 frames per second, too.
Yep. Just had that patch come out. That's a
and they also released a PS5 patch version of Origins for 60 FPS, I think, as well.
Yes, it's on both. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Chorus on June 7th.
Nice. Yeah,
that's the one I have been interested in looking into. So
yeah,
I definitely want to check that out. That's a good one.
I want to play that. Yeah.
Disc Room on June 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know anything about that one. Mm-hmm. Then you got Space Lines from the Far Out. Whatever, which is June 7th, console PC, no cloud.
Far out there, man.
Yeah, this one that says available on day 1, so that must be a new game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's a roguelike co-op management game about airlines in space. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I know 2 words there that were put together that makes Expat squeal. Roguelite.
Yeah, squeal in horror. Yeah. That's not my cup of tea, man. Yeah.
We have a leaving June 15th list.
Yep.
I'll read that off because there's some good stuff on here. You are losing. Actually, you're losing some pretty nice things. Darkest Dungeon, which is unfortunate because I love that game. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. Nothing lost there. And I'm a D&D fan, so that's Greedfall.
Okay, Greedfall.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
I've heard good things about Greedfall. I have it on my PlayStation because they gave it away for PS Plus. I've been meaning to try it.
Yeah, and the second game is being worked on. So, Limbo.
Okay,
great game there.
Yeah,
that's an old one.
I tested that on the Steam Deck. It works.
Okay, nice,
there you go.
Nice.
And Worms Rumble.
All right.
Yeah, you're not missing much with Worms Rumble.
Yeah, it's a Worms game.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so that does it for the PlayStation Plus and Games of Gold, and of course the Xbox Game Pass lineup for the beginning of June. So now for some programming notes. Of course, after this tonight, we're going to be recording our next episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 3 review. Yeah, so looking forward to talking about that. We're going to be doing that. So that's going to be going up to our Patreon in early access. And then, of course, once it goes public, it will go to our YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that. And, of course, Burly and I will be also, this coming Monday, we'll be recording our latest review episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Episode 5, Spock Amok. We're going to be
That's the
talking
name of the
about
episode?
Spock Amok.
The actual name?
That's right. That's the actual name of the episode.
You know, I actually didn't watch it yet.
Oh, I see.
I have not watched
enjoy it.
Either yet. That's a later tonight thing to watch for me because The Boys season 3 came out. And I watched 3 episodes yesterday.
Okay, that's what I'm watching next. This can wait, sadly. But
did you guys watch Stranger Things season 4 yet? Did you binge watch it all?
Yet.
I never watched season 3. So
I watched it. It's good. It's good. So
I've heard good things.
It's not complete though. I mean the final 2 episodes come out July 1st, I think, or sometime in early July. So
I think I may just wait till July and just so I have the whole season and I can just sit.
Yeah. Well, luckily it's not too long off. So yeah, it's good. So we're going to be.
I would just want to say about Strange New Worlds, I did kind of just forget about it, and that is sort of a criticism now for me of the show. It's like I think it's pretty good still, but I'm also feel like it's becoming a bit more like just whatever. Like it's not bad, but it's not really grabbing me the last 2,
Okay, I'm not going to say anything because you guys haven't watched it yet, but Burly and I will be doing, we'll be doing our review on Monday, so yeah.
All I'm going to say is Strange New Worlds unfortunately has the problem of there have been other Star Trek shows that have come out that have not had as good quality as this. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunately suffers because of people are like, after Picard season 2, they're like, yeah, I'm done with Star Trek.
I don't blame you. There's not enough. There's not enough depth, I think, to the stories they're writing in this.
Yeah. Okay.
So far, we'll see. I want to see this episode. I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah. I won't say anything because don't want to spoil anything for you guys. So anyway, it's time to talk about what we're going to be playing this next week. I'm going to continue with Sniper Elite 5. On PlayStation, I'm not sure yet. I still want to continue with Demon Slayer a little bit. Far Changing Tides on Game Pass. I still want to play that. So I might try to delve into that a little bit this coming week. So, Sniper Elite 5, I'm still playing. But anyway, Carl, what are you going to be playing this next week?
I'm still playing War Tales. I think I should maybe take a little break and break up my turn-based strategy games. So I'm playing a lot of that.
Okay.
And maybe I feel like I want to jump into Chorus. That seems like a good one.
Yeah, that's right. I might try Chorus also. Yeah.
Good change of pace,
Yeah. Burly, how about you, man?
War Tales.
Yeah.
I'm not dropping it.
For me, for personal, continue on with Lost Judgment because I gotta see the ending, and more importantly, I need to get to the real game, Kaito Files.
The DLC. It's really good too. So
I love me Kaito, so if I can get more of him, that'd be great. But for streaming, we're going to be continuing on with the Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke as long as I can go on that. But the plans for me to stream tomorrow is actually Sonic Colors, the Ultimate Edition.
Okay, awesome. All right. So to finish up the episode, it's time for our indie recording artist spotlight. So this week's spotlight is on Randy Sharp. Randy Sharp is a music producer, composer, and multi-instrumentalist with a passion for film scores. Having started as a jazz pianist at a young age, Randy quickly fell in love with electronic music. His sound incorporates influences from funk, R&B, jazz, classical, and world music. From the title song of his album called Neon Lights. So this has been The Arena, multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 89. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burly of Burly Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. So we hope to catch you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Peace out.